Welcome to House Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including but not limited to copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. I hope you're ready.
All right. Welcome to House Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host, and we're a D&D 5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangman Marches Storms. The story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. In a nutshell, our party of former prisoners, once used for covert operations by Giuliano's government, embarks on a journey. They are confronted by an emotional vampire controlling the town of Sham, which was made of a thinking slime mimic, a sentient calamity. After a fierce battle, they defeated a vampire, but not without consequence, such as a curse from a hag as an example. Having broken free from imprisonment, the group sets off, even delivering cookies to another hag. However, one member of the party is cursed to kill a living seal, leading them to a dungeon with a burial site for a Trask. This dungeon was created by an architect wizard turned elder brain named Owen. To break said curse, they agreed to an unusual pact, transplanting the elder brain of the wizard into the skeleton of a Trask. Adding to the intrigue, a fire genasi necromancer named Phoenix, serving as lieutenant to Infernalex, the Ashbringer. That very necromancer who tried to free the undead Trask has been defeated in the grave of ill omens. I am joined here today by my players, Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otter Triton Boy Bastard class. I also play Eddie. I am also known for playing Hetty, and any other similarly named characters.
As well as Nita.
Hello there, Nita here. I play Oluja Black, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Rakuzan.
Hello everybody, I'm Ricusin. I play Mavet Sohafi Dash, the Astral Monk Spore Druid, which is the lifeline of the party, keeping everyone friends and family.
And finally, Moo.
Hello! I play a fire genasi artificer alchemist that is hated by everybody except the party.
God, I want to kill you.
I know, right? Even I want to kill me, and I don't know why. At least in this world. Outside world, I'm very happy and very in a good states.
All right. To set the scene here, right now, you guys are inside the Grave of Ill Omens, looking upon Trask. You guys have recently went into the dream world, where Livy was basically staying in her bedroom, basically shutting out all of the world's problems, because she's scared of it. And the party managed to get her out of her room, brought her to the outside world, where what she saw was and essentially a living apocalypse happening to the very world itself. And she was reassured by Mega to look at the roses to look at the flowers, give it a smell. Because what's worse than being told what a flower is without truly experiencing it, truly smelling it? She ended up agreeing and giving you guys the last memento that can help change the seal to keep her alive and keep the Trask at bay. You guys got outside of that dream, and you are now before the skeleton. Now, before we start jumping around and doing this, that, and what, there is one final thing within the Grave of Ill Omens that I do want to cover here. So I'll bring you guys to the map here. Change up the music a little bit too.
Thinking hard rock.
Thinking hard rock. Let's go a little social intrigue. That's usually my way. No, you know what? Social calm. We don't ever do social calm. All right.
Because we can't have a calm conversation.
No, absolutely not. I will not in my campaign. Will not allow it. All right. Now, here is something I want to tell the party. And maybe I'll throw the bone at someone in particular here. I'm thinking good old Seer. After everything's said and done, everyone is waking up. Keep in mind, it is 8 o'clock of the following day, and I also want to set the record straight because the calendar got shifted a little bit here and there. It is currently the 16th. Yesterday was the 15th. Might as well keep an accurate representation of the calendar since we do have something for it. But it is approaching 9 o'clock, which I will start. Seer, looking at the skeleton, you see glowing carved runes into the bones of this living creature. Do you understand giant?
Let me take a look. I should know the language because I think that you and I picked that for a specific reason.
Yep, because the region, well, if you don't, make sure you do, because Ergelmere, which is the country you're from, is inhabited by giants.
I do have giant.
There you go. I am going to offer you a roll here because what you're looking at reminds you of giant, but not quite. Do not make the roll yourself.
Thank you for telling me. My hangover brain was about to be like, boop, boop.
Hangover brain. For this one in particular, I'm going to need a history check because this is for the language itself.
Before I roll, we got a long rest too, correct?
Yes, you did.
All right, just making sure I got everything I need. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see it.
It's coming.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Oof. Okay.
And I think because I've been dying to use this for the past, let me look at the clock, 5 sessions, I want to use a Flash of Genius. I've been missing that thing forever. I was
going to say, this was a unique roll where I would treat this similar to ability score. So if you got 19, I would give you 4 translations. The more you get, the more you have.
That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like I've been missing the Flash of Genius. Their brain's not as exhausted, so I'll make it a 24.
Yeah, I was going to say, this that would make it every single one because there are 6 in total. Let me tell you what they say. The first one in purple says grit. The next rune in gold says sagacity. The next one, which is blue, says acumen. The next one, which is brown, says vigor. The next one in green says celerity. And the very last one in red says might. You feel like there is magic behind these ruins. Would you like to touch one?
All right. Will you copy and paste it down so that we can make sure? Because I got struggling typing things right now. But yes.
I
Absolutely.
don't think I spelled them all correctly, but I got them all written.
I will
Oh, beautiful.
I will put it in general chat nonetheless.
I would like to touch one of them though, because usually to investigate you must have to look at it.
Okay. Which one would you like to touch?
Maybe even lick it.
Let's see. Oh my god, some of them are really cool.
Mhm.
Like red is might, aka strength, vigor. I think it's health.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to think. You know what? There's been a theme in my life where if I touch gold, things happen. I'm gonna touch gold.
Okay, you're going to touch gold. You touch it, and you see that the light flickers and almost fades. Are you doing an investigation check?
Correct.
Okay, I will offer you an investigation roll. Is anyone else touching these ruins?
Actually, I guess, does she even, like, say out loud what these mean?
You know what? I think I would. I would just mention it's like all the different things. You know what? Before I touch gold gray, if I was gonna touch them, maybe then I think a fair thing to say is that I'm curious if people know the terms, what they mean.
Okay.
So I think that's a fair thing to go over.
All right. This is your one freebie. Keep in mind, hands off the chess piece for future interactions. You tell me you do something, you do it. But I will allow
Fair
this
enough.
because, yeah, I will allow this because it's just basically talking to the party. Let me hear a quick RP about this matter then.
All right, then I think Sierra would be like, interesting enough. I think I could translate most of the runes because they weren't made by men. They were made by giants. Now, if you look at the colors, I'll just go through the list of them. Purple, grit. And then we also have gold, Saga City. Oh my god. My brain.
Sagacity.
Sagacity, thank you.
Yep.
And then blue, acumen. Brown, vigor. Green, celerity. And the last one, red, is might. I don't think it takes too long to figure out which each one represents. Kind of looking to the group.
I mean, I was just gonna, like, get on my, do a headstand.
More power to you.
So a little bit of an embarrassing moment on my end. I actually read off the wrong set, but it still does it still does stand the same though. If you guys don't mind, let me correct myself. The actual words are dominance, elder sight, lore mind, stalwart, nimble toe, and gigantus.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, I apologize. I had two sets here. And
Okay.
yeah, let me repost it. Ooh, a little embarrassing on my end. Let me grab my fan here. Wave myself off. Ooh.
I'm guessing that hands off the chest piece helped out.
That's perfectly fine. This is more lore than anything else.
All right, everything
I'll put it
I
in the
just
same
said,
Discord.
that, but also I translated to, or it's this.
Yeah. Or make a little biff up.
You're messing me up your grave. That's 3 times I had to delete it.
Yep, I know. I'm trying my best here. I'm doing hotkeys.
You're killing your note taker.
Yeah, I know. I'm killing the note taker. But anyways, proceed.
Regardless,
killing
though,
the
I
note
kind of
taker.
reiterate to everybody.
Yep.
Now, they are imbued with powerful magics. I was about to touch one, but I wasn't sure if you guys were interested.
So, well, I am a bit curious.
What runes, Sarah? Oh, so sorry. You
I'm like
first.
still waiting for like insights from like beyond to at least give the names again. Oh, look, there it goes.
Yep, I was gonna say, there it is. Looks good.
As I said, the first one, reiterating a different entire set of
Yep.
words.
Sorry.
Dominant, Elder Sight, Loremind, Stalwart, Nimbletoe, and Gigantus. Often these were
I mean-
described for things for giants to be masters of.
I mean, this one is purple.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Eddie's touching the purple one.
He is, because
Okay. It flickers, dims, then brightens up again. Seer.
I will
which
now
one
roll
are you touching?
investigation.
Okay, you're gonna roll investigation.
Correct, and then I will. Now that I am like understanding things,
Yeah.
let me take a look. I got a
Wow.
20.
And yeah, tell
go
me
ahead.
specifically what was the aim of the investigation? What are you specifically looking out for?
So here's the thing: as you're touching it and it flickers, changes. Key things: one, how does it affect the source of the area? So like, does it fade away, or B, does it go into someone? So like, does it kind of like flow through someone's body?
It flows into the body, and you can see that the Trask is growling in pain. And by no
then
means
how
does it by no means does it look like it's killing the monster. It's a fucking Trask. It just looks like you were sapping something away from it.
Which leads to my next question: how does Eddie look?
I don't want to answer that question, actually.
That's okay,
Yeah.
because you know what I'm gonna touch just to make it fair, since I'm not gonna take backsies on what I was gonna do.
Yep.
Now let's see. I think I am actually going to. Let's see. I was gonna say gold because I always pick
Yep.
gold, Elder Sight,
Yeah,
but
Sagacity, which would be Elder Sight, yes.
I might do one thing slightly different. I think I'll actually, and this is based off my character's things of flaws and stuff like that. I'll have to go for lore mind, just because they seek knowledge.
Repeat that one more time. What was that? Sorry.
Going for blue.
Going for blue?
Because
all right, lore mind.
yeah, because
Gotcha.
flaw stuff. That's why.
Okay. What is everyone else touching?
Poke, Oluja, poke.
Oluja, Mavet.
I would have touched the gold one because it reminded me of Aeolus, but it's already been touched.
No,
No. I changed it.
Yep. There's
Go
been
for Oluja.
yeah, there's been backsies. So you take Elder Sight?
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, Mavet.
Okay, since the child came in,
Yep.
are we picking what you typed in the chat?
Wait, I'm sorry, Mo. Which one did you touch?
I touch blue.
Lore Mind, Elder Sight, Dominance have been touched. What do you touch, Mavet?
As yourself.
Yeah.
Like nimble toe.
Nimbletoe. It's all very fortunate that everyone picked a different term here, because let me explain what would happen if you guys would double dipped. The benefit that I'm going to give all of you would have been cut in half for two people picking the same thing. Eddie, as you
Either
touch,
that or we go One Piece and
yeah,
like two devil fruits and we just like turn
Yep.
to ash.
Exactly. Mega, as you touch dominance, you feel more charismatic as you gain a +2 to your charisma, and the cap for your charisma has now become 22. Oluja, as you touch, I believe it was Elder Sight, correct? Gold?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As you touch Elder Sight, you find profound wisdom in your God's words. And you also gain a +2 to your wisdom, making the cap now 22 for you. Moo, as you touch Loremind, the blue ruin, you see that your intelligence becomes more in depth. You find a flood of information flowing through you. Your intelligence gains a +2, and your cap becomes 22. And finally, Mavet, you said Nimbletoe?
Yes.
You feel more dexterous as you gain a +2 to your dexterity, and your cap becomes 22. Congratulations, everybody, as all the ruins dim and die.
I'm so glad I didn't go with my first choice.
Yeah,
It
I
would've
was
been
waiting for you
wasted.
guys to. I was waiting for you guys to double dip, so I could give you
I
guys
mean,
a +1, which would
actually, the
mean
thing is that-
nothing.
I mean, for me, like if I touch gold, the thing is like it would, or like the wisdom one, it would have helped me with other things. But like
Yep.
I was just sitting there like when I looked at my flaws and I was like, oh no, that makes so much sense. Anything that's like knowledge based, I have to chase for.
Yep, and make sure you guys write
Also-
this. Yeah, go right ahead.
Also, in fairness, you having increased your intelligence, at least to a certain degree, raises everything else for you anyway.
Yep. Make sure
Indirectly.
make sure everyone writes down a note that your prime. I assume this is almost everyone's primary stat, with Mavet's being not only dexterity but wisdom, but also the focus on dexterity. Everyone, make sure to write down the stat that got increased now has a hard cap of 22. If you guys are not already there.
I did it already.
Yep.
I wrote it out.
Mhm,
I'm
'cause
assuming Gigantus was strength, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I didn't
Yeah, it
pick
would have.
that.
Yeah, it would have been.
Hence-
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
Hence my joke earlier about Eddie just doing a handstand,
Yeah.
because if you just flipped it upside down, it lines up perfectly with the character sheet
Yep.
order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it would have been.
No, that was actually intentional, but
Yes, it was intentional. I knew you guys would pick it up, and I didn't see the need to really switch up the order too much. But I at least wanted to reverse the order. But yes. It would have been a hell of a lot better if I would have deleted my previous notes for my first time trying to name these fucking stats. But hey, here we are.
honestly, like they both have like their
Flavor.
benefits, because I'm willing to bet that some words and from that list don't get used very often.
Yes.
When was the last time you heard somebody say sagacious?
Weirdly enough, recently, and that's the main reason I used it, because I was like, God, I haven't heard that word in fucking forever. But no, I felt that the list that I just presented to you guys is better from a cultural viewpoint, because I was just trying to think what giants would name these particular aspects. That aside, I feel like we've spent enough time in the Grave of Ill Omens. What about you guys?
Yeah, we might as well just bury the whole situation.
I like that. Fuck. Do you have inspiration? That got a kick out of me.
It's like I did wind up using both of the inspirations I
get-
had for this dungeon, so
Regular
I can have one.
inspiration. I like that. It was really dumb, and I fucking loved it. It got a kick out of me. All right, let's move back to the dungeon here, and let's make everything clear. You guys have really earned it. Oh, we're all friends, right? Yeah. Let's get rid of the fog of war. Let's make everything globally illuminated. We're all friends here.
Actually, I hate to ask again, even though it was pretty answered, but like mostly because I'm confused. It's like, so we did actually have a long rest between that last fight and now.
Yes. You guys literally dreamt. You
Oh, we
guys are
literally
perfectly-
we
Yeah.
literally treated that as we gone to sleep. Got it.
Yes. You guys are perfectly fine and good. All right. Venus flytrap has withered away, and Iorgu, the Guardian, is now a husk. You just see an empty wooden carcass of of a creature leaning against the wall. You guys are not going to see anything for a second. Oh, and sears through the wall. All right.
Al.
Yep. You guys find yourselves before Owen. Everything is said and done. Just because for shits and giggles. Ooh, Elder Brain could have been in combat. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm showing at least I was prepared. So the Elder Brain, talking to all of you, just goes, "Why, hello, friends. It is so good to see you." And his writhing tentacles just moves towards all of you just to leave a sloppy tendril on your shoulder like a good shoulder pat. And you see that the screaming men before you are now gone. It's just a meeting room now. How fares you all?
It's like,
Yep.
actually, like, I guess I never asked, but do you actually, like, see us or just, like, sense us?
I sense you. And another tentacle will raise up and kind of do the sniffing motion like a dog.
I mean, like, I guess I stiff with my brain, too.
So, everything is said and done. And I feel like the tentacles will just maybe curl around everyone's ankles a little bit. Again, not a gripping motion. If you guys move it, the tentacles will let go.
Oh, gross.
Excuse me?
What?
I think I misheard you. Ah, Oluja.
Yes, that is me.
Yes. Do you still wish for my end of the deal?
Well, I mean, let's circle back to me dying, right? So does that really have to happen? There is really no other way. You're a giant brain, and you know nothing, no other solution. It's either the girl dies or I die. I
Or,
feel like you win
or
overall.
you talk to Velma.
Ah, that bitch. Okay.
Would you prefer to die? Die? Or talk to Velma?
Well, I guess I could talk to her, but, I'll have nothing nice to say.
So what you're saying is you'd rather die than talk to Velma.
Listen, it's very conflicting, okay?
Sounds pretty accurate, actually.
Yes. I'm sorry, Oluja. Sometimes we're put in circumstances where we don't really have a choice. We either pick one bad thing or another bad thing. You can kill the girl or kill yourself. I'm sorry that I can't give you more options.
Well, yeah, sure. But speaking of bad things, so you being in this big old Tarask,
Yes.
that's you're going to be good? I don't understand. Like,
What was
what's
the
your
question?
end game here?
Yeah, what's the question? Are you asking him if he's gonna be a good boy in the Tarask?
Yeah.
I promise you, Oluja, that I would not hurt a butterfly or harm a single soul. I only wish to travel in a body that I've never had, one that could survive in the outside world, to be able to experience the coldest days of winter and lay down in the warmest days of summer.
That
That is
sounds
my
like you could
wish.
be in a tree. Hey, Mavet. Mavet could help you with that. Like, maybe he could grow you a body instead of going into the Tarask. Why that particular body?
Wouldn't a tree catch on fire?
It's a
Mavet
magic
knocks on his
tree.
head and points at the brain, being like, "You do see the size difference, right?"
Or that good point.
Oluja.
So trees take like a really long time to grow.
Oluja, I don't have time for a sapling to become a great oak to support my size, and the skeleton is the only vessel that can support my girth. See the tentacles like wiggling a little bit.
I don't like that you said girth and touched us like that, but
Why?
okay. I think you know why, man. Just like, that's not.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. They're just describing accurately about themselves.
Yes, that I'm very girthy
Mm.
and I'm a throbbing brain.
God, you must be
See,
suffering from a
Oluja,
lot of
it's not
headaches.
always the case that it's how you use it that matters.
Exactly. It's all about how you use it, the brain.
Are you guys fucking with me? I know you're all talking about dicks.
The brain is not the same for the dick. However, I've seen a lot of women confuse that.
Oh, are you speaking about a phallus? Excuse me for that. That sort of humor is not in my ballpark.
Uh-huh. So funny.
He laughs inside your head.
Now
It's a
I'm
very
wondering,
forced
would a brain be a catcher?
Okay.
So that's a whole other way to mindfuck.
Oluja, at the end of the day, it is your choice. What would you like to do?
She's gonna look at the rest of the group. Take a really big sigh. I will talk to Velma, and if she cannot rid me of this curse, I guess we will help you, and you can bring me back.
Oluja, how do you intend to talk to the hag?
I assume very loudly and angrily.
I will be chill, if that is what you mean, but I don't know. Maybe we have like a spell or something to talk to her.
Do you have such forms of communication?
Do we have such forms of communication? I don't.
'Cause
Maybe
if-
Granny Rose does.
If memory serves, you do have until the 17th to resolve your issue before you start suffering from exhaustion. And it is a week journey back to Shayam.
Do you guys think I should just bite the arrow and just let him deal with it?
Honestly, it's up to you. Thing is that he has a solution, but even though it's a actually smart solution, dying's not fun.
If I may, Oluja, if a hag puts a curse on another, they've usually made up their mind and know what they want. It is hard to change the mind of a hag that has made a pact. I will stay stalwart and say you have two options, but perhaps, and there's a couple moments and a warm feeling in all of you, perhaps you may find your own path, a third option that even I can't think of.
Hmm.
I mean, like the whole situation is like a trust issue. You could always fuck each other. Actually, I don't know. I've never tried it with a brain before. Like with a brain, like outside.
Not to take away from the role play, but just out of curiosity, and we'll make this quick. How close is your mic? Because you sound a little soft for me. I'm not sure how you sound for other people.
Yen?
Mine's about the same distance, but I
Okay.
could just turn up the volume.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
How about this?
Oh, absolutely. Fucking beautiful. All right. Sorry. Quick recap on what you just said, because that threw me off there. You want a mind fuck with the brain? You're gonna hotbox this room?
Like, I've never tried it, but yeah.
Oh, and just clarify, you're just mumbling this to yourself?
I'm like saying it out loud.
Okay, just want to clarify. Yeah, obviously you're saying it in character. Eddie, if you would, I would respectfully decline. I wish to keep my wits about me. I have never been one for recreational activities with medicinal herbs.
Oh, so you're a square.
I am more of a circle, actually.
Well, I think Eddie has some sort of point. I think trust is a really big issue right now. I mean, if you... By the way, Eddie knows his shit, alright? You'd be good. Just letting you know.
Well,
Connecting us further, especially to him, would make me feel a little
Yeah.
better about kicking the bucket
Would
and you being in
would
a
it
bucket.
would it make you feel more comfortable, and would it allow you to trust me if I were to get high?
Eddie's kind of high. That connection.
Eddie is always high.
That is true.
Well, and I think this is more towards Eddie. Eddie, I am uncomfortable with it, but if it helps your friends trust me, or deepens our bonds, then I guess I'm willing to put aside my discomfort to build a bridge with you and I.
Like, if you do start feeling uncomfortable, just like let me know, I guess.
I will. Please, go ahead. And does everyone stay in the room during this hotbox?
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify, Oluja definitely got high. I remember that with the cottage. I can't remember with Seer, and Mavet's a little all over the fucking place. Do we have a tracker for these fucking players? I can't remember if I wrote it down. Okay, but players, remind me so I can actually start keeping track right now. Luya, I know you definitely smoked once. Seer and Mavet.
Once.
Once?
Never.
No, I thought you straight out refused when everyone else was smoking up. In fact, it might have been twice
That's it.
for yeah.
But because I got because I was reincarnated.
Mavet is a special
Yeah,
circumstance
exactly.
where,
Yeah.
but I know Seer did at least once.
I was saying like never recently, but once. That's what I was about to say before it jumping.
What about Oluja? Was she once or twice? I know definitely once. Just can't remember twice.
No, it was just once,
As
right?
far as like going to the degree that they're about to,
Yeah.
um, uh, only the once. But technically, he has gotten her like a partial high, up to partial high twice
All right.
because
Well,
he gave her
I
some
have
bits to like keep her calm.
Oh, it's
I
right.
have
It's right. It's right.
I have a mindfuck list now, and now I'm keeping track. The Seer 1, Oluja 1, Owen 0. So let's see it. We're going the entire hotbox. I want you to flavor the scene, describe the effects, and what's happening here as I write down a couple
Honestly,
things to
I'm
work in my notes.
curious about Owen's experience because
Yes.
he is a brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, especially if like everybody is participating now, some more familiar with it than others, but as the room begins to fill with this curious smoke, they feel as though that like all their senses have opened to like new possibilities. It's like they have become stronger in many senses to degrees like the sights seem more vibrant, the sounds seem more uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? Uh there's a specific word for sound, but I can never remember it. Um it's like but smells are more fragrant and like even like uh versus those like like wearing
Dulcet.
like armor or it's like, oh, have you like if they might start feeling uncomfortable as like you are very aware of the fact that you are wearing clothes and armor. You can just feel uh like a more pronounceably like the sensation of wearing something. It's
Mm.
you could probably taste what you had for breakfast yesterday in your own mouth.
And just out of curiosity, did you also like during the first stage feel the emotions of the recipient?
Yes, it's like it's kind of like in that awkward stage, like like moving through stage 2. It's like you can kind of like get echoes of people's like thoughts and feelings, like
Let
as you
let
like start approaching.
Yeah, let's go through it. As the clouds become more thick, we see the eyes of Echo Knight Eddie staring at the brain greedily, knowing that Elder Brains typically have like a following of creatures underneath their thrall, and he wants a slice of the cake. With the Elder Brain in question, as you begin to vibe and chill, you feel a first boom of emotion, and a second one, and a third that almost blows you back as you feel profound depression, sadness, and even almost on the edge of apathetic. It seems like this is an emotion that Owen clings on to. And the echoes, I want to imagine like everyone closing their eyes for a moment and just breathing in, breathing out. And it doesn't seem like Owen talking to you guys directly in your brains. It sounds like you guys are reading the deepest recesses of his minds as he goes, "Perhaps I am a failure. Perhaps it was all for naught. Perhaps mother and father were right. I should have died as a child. Perhaps my craft is not what it should be. Perhaps the homes that I built should have just fell apart. Perhaps destitute was my claim for fame. Maybe it would have been better if I never existed at all." And it's just a cacophony of all those thoughts not in sequence. And finally, I feel like buried underneath this sea of depression, there's a glimmering light, a warmth within the winter. As you guys keep going through and through these depressive thoughts, you begin to hear a whisper of hope. Maybe it wasn't for naught. Perhaps these young men and women are the answer. Perhaps they are the hope I've been longing for. Perhaps I may have finally found friends. Maybe I can walk in summer. Maybe I can stand the colds of winter. Mayhaps I could see a sunset on the horizon one last time. And do you have a feeling, Eddie, that he doesn't seem to be manipulating his thoughts? This is just a stream of consciousness that everyone is getting the beats for. And I want to say Eddie the Echo Knight seems disappointed as he was going through the connections Owen might have and came out with nothing. Besides all of you. But yeah, that happens over the course of 10, maybe 15 minutes. You guys are all in this dark cloud, and everyone felt those pangs.
I guess like Eddie will kind of like reach out to Oluya in this. It's like, well, how do you feel now?
Somehow better. So I guess I have a favor to ask you, Eddie. Do you think Eddie could make it painless?
I mean, even I could help make it painless. I can make drugs for that.
She'll look over to Owen just one more time, just so that reassurance you can do it. I won't be gone forever.
Young, sweet Oluja, I shan't make a mistake. I would sooner die myself than allow your life pass between my... And he wiggles his tentacles. My tentacles.
Oluya will get close to Eddie and take him by the hands. Alright, when it's time, I trust you. You can do this.
Also, in which case, like, how much do you weigh?
I wrote this down somewhere. No, I didn't. I don't know. She kind of thickums, so
Thickums.
she curvy. I don't know. 180?
Rather, when was the last time you weighed yourself?
I'm going to be honest, I have not.
Hey, Mavet, can you hold Oluya to see about how much she weighs?
Mavet, are you there? Because I got a question for you as well.
Yeah,
Remind me, what's your madness?
my madness. Ooh, I thought I got rid of it.
I don't recall.
Going to my notes. I'm going to my notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you drank from a pool recently.
Oh, that madness from drinking from the pool, Mavet.
Yes.
You didn't lose it.
No.
I
That
thought
was-
he lost it from the mirror shattering.
Nope.
No, he did not.
Like, just to clarify what happened, like, however Mavet and Seer was, like, during that room is how they are right now. The only difference is when you guys beat the fuck out of their reflections, they shared a bit in that pain. End item loss.
Don't remind me.
Oh, yeah. Another reason why I introduced a little bit more crafting options for you, because I felt a little bad. There you go. What's the madness, Mavet?
I'm looking for my notes. Do you have it?
No, I don't fucking have it. So I asked the
I
player to
remember
write
it
down.
because the idea, what happened with you, Mavet, is that basically, and this is why I'm going to keep it as simple. You took everybody's word extremely negatively, as if they critiqued you on things. So it's like when they were like, "Hey,
I
Mavet, are you
remember
okay?"
how it works. I just don't know the name of it.
Okay, well, keep
Oh.
I
it.
can't find
Yeah,
the name of it.
if you remember the feel of it, Mavet, just remember, you don't have to go over the top. Just make sure that nuance is there. You don't have to bite back at everyone who talks to you, but I at least do want to see the reflections in your actions or your mental state, like being hesitant or things of those nature. I'm
I'm just
just
an
not.
angsty teenager.
If you really want to give
Yeah.
it a name, you could try for a socially paranoid.
Yeah, so write down social paranoia onto your character sheet, and I want you to embody it. But again, it does not need to be it does not need to be your one dealio as a character. But I just want to make sure as you're role playing that I do see like actions or emotions that lean into it. Just so I'm perfectly clear. I'm not asking you to be an asshole. But yes, Mavet, you were asked a question by Eddie.
Okay, Eddie, can you repeat that question again, please?
Carrie Luya.
Hey, can you like pick up Oluja to see how much she weighs?
Are you trying to set me up so she thinks I'm too weak to pick her up and she thinks she's heavy?
That's good.
Well, no, I think you're probably the only person in this room I would trust to be able to figure out how much she weighs, because you can at least pick her up.
Okay, hang on. Hold the fucking phone here. You said the big T word there. I'm gonna enforce a insight check from Mavet on that shit. And let's go to Eddie. Eddie, gonna be. I know I know which one it is, but I still want a charisma check. I'm gonna provide you with the roll as well. See both the rolls. Holy shit. Do you see the charisma check, buddy? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I didn't even give you guys a query. Good enough. It wasn't going to be at advantage or disadvantage anyways. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, Mavet. You had a really high insight with that. Yeah, it's clear as day. This is probably the only moment of clarity that you had during this adventure where you believe that your ally, your teammate's words are genuine. It's refreshing.
So Mavet will ponder it for a bit.
I'm sorry, I made myself too heavy for my height.
And then, so Mavet is going to lay down on the ground and put both of his hand up in the air and then his nub.
Yep.
Because he's missing a hand.
Yep.
And look over to Oluja. Lay down.
Oh, Oluja, you'll probably want to take your armor off. We don't want your armor to be the part of your weight.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm not strong enough to lift her armor too.
No, because like armor weighs, or the armor she's wearing is like, what, 70, give or take, more pounds than she actually is.
Right.
If I gave her too much drug for however much it actually is, she might not wake up again after.
Sorry, Eddie. I know you're smart. I'm just worried.
Oh.
It would help, Oluja. We can all get naked.
I don't think it's necessary. I'm just going to take it off.
Yeah.
I mean, if this doesn't work, I could just do what I do with all my patients and figure out all the math of their weight right there, but you do you, guys.
Okay, well, what do I do? Just give me the answer I need, please.
Are you
Oh,
slurping?
just what's your height?
Oh.
I'm 5'.
Okay.
5'6".
What is your actual weight, Oluja? That you want to go
I
with?
don't know. I never wrote
No,
it.
I could calculate it because I'm just gonna like what's their age tail?
You're about 22? Yeah. 5'6",
Uh-huh.
22. All I wrote was curvy shape body type.
Would you say 162?
With that.
So, healthy weight for you. Well, this is why I knew something was wrong when you were trying to calculate it, because I was like, damn, Sear's fucking light. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Oluya's off on their thing. Oluya, you would basically weigh about 130 pounds. Or maybe 120 pounds. If you're like that, but if you're going for curvy, you maybe 140.
I'll go with the curvy. I'm gonna go with the 140.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not even Sierra answering. It's just after the little debacle over Oluya's weight. Owen might say something to the effect of, "You are walking on me. I know your exact weight. It's 143 and a half."
Oh. She'll put the armor back on. God damn it, this is going to take me a minute.
Would you like help? And you see tentacles around you.
No. I got it.
Okay, and we see the tentacles retract. All right, you know the weight, so I assume we're gonna get to the killing Oluya part here.
Get to the killing Oluya part.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Wait. Doesn't he need his body first to make this happen?
What are you
No,
talking?
he's never needed his body.
Okay.
He just has the ability to do it. It's just that it was contingent on us providing him the body.
Okay.
Yep. And you guys got rid of the blockade of Iorgu that led to the Grave of Ill Omens, so he's comfortable knowing that there is a way to get to it.
What is he gonna roll there?
He asked you guys to help him out, but we're gonna deal with that in a little bit because you guys are good friends. Oh, put Oluya through the damn wall.
Looks like I'm leaving.
Yep.
What's also great
It's like
about
Oluya
the
hit a
weight,
wall.
what I also love about the weight increase too, is also for you, Oluya, is the fact that it doesn't also have to be just like shapely, it's also muscle, because you're an adventurer that walks around all the time in heavy armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you guys find yourselves within a workshop room filled with 4 obsidian sarcophagi, each with bronze pipes with electricity going through it. At the very center, you see a table that could be used for Oluya's sake here. As you guys step through, weirdly enough, the electricity doesn't seem to bother you, as if the current is actively avoiding you. Even if you step on the pipe itself, you see that there's a small disconnect for the pipe momentarily until you get off.
Okay.
Yeah. But we see Oluya at the center table. No electricity is going to the table itself, as Owen is respecting your wishes of not being the one to kill you. That it is in Eddie's hands. Eddie, you have the scene. Imagine a workshop with the 4 sarcophagi, and far, far in the east, a round table and a shelf filled with worksman tools. What do you do?
All right, so actually, Sierra, I might need at least part of your help. Essentially, I need to make doubly sure that it's enough to kill her, but then also not so much that when we bring her back to life, that it'll just kill her again.
You know what?
I'm glad you asked me.
I should step out. You guys figure out the details. It's just it's tripping me out, hitting the whole technicality of it all. Whew.
Look, I'm a very responsible drug user.
I don't tend to support drug use, but I am supportive of making it so that I can refine things to a better state. Why don't you make it first, and then I will improve upon it to make it more accurate. Basically, do your homework, and then I'll make your homework more correct.
All right. By the sounds of it, it sounds like we're going to have a little bit of teamwork with getting the proper amount of drugs here. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes,
Okay.
because well, Eddie can't really. Well, I don't think anybody in the party otherwise could kill her in a painless way, or at least not in a way that won't just cause her to go, "I feel funny, Mr. Stark."
If you don't mind, I'm kind of feeling Seer will make the roll at advantage. And I'm with Eddie's help, of course, providing the advantage here. And I kind of want a medicine check, but with intelligence. I believe medicine is a wisdom-based skill. If not,
Really?
it's
Correct.
yep. Medicine with intelligence. I'm gonna request the roll from you, and please roll at advantage.
And you can
And
have a
Alright.
D4 from Eddie because he
yep,
will
add 1d4.
also connect with you.
Yep. Then
Beautiful.
once we make the roll, we'll replace your the modifier with intelligence instead of wisdom.
I mean, I just might modify the stat. Although my my foundry is just not loading super well. Let me
Yeah, that's
refresh
perfectly fine.
again.
Yep. Fine. Tell me when you're back in. I might have to request the roll one more time.
You're good. Let's hope that it doesn't die.
Just out of curiosity, Meg, I know I got your opinion on how your performance with Foundry is at the moment. Mavet and Oluja, how's your performance so far? Any issues with any of you guys?
Nope, I still have the thing at the bottom of the screen, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, I'm at
Make peace with it.
84%, 98%.
Yeah, the map is pretty big and detailed. Put a lot of love into it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hopefully, it just kind of like does what it does. I'm at 98%. Let's get this thing going.
But trust me, we keep running into your love like in every corner.
Oh, hell yeah.
You never clean your rooms.
Yep. Tentacles vibrate. All right. Do I need to offer you the roll again, Seer?
I mean, the problem is I might not even be able to do it. It's staying at 98%. I'm not in the game yet.
Mm.
Let me log in and out. That might be the problem.
Yes, go right ahead. Oh, let's hear a little bit of RP while we're waiting for a good gal Seer. Or would you prefer I made the roll for you, Seer?
Let me try this one more time, and then I will
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, I'll let you do it.
Eddie, take the stage. RP.
Explain how you make the drugs.
It's like I would imagine well, probably would have had to partake in like some of the supplies in this dungeon here, but essentially it's just like basically shopping around. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll need some of that, some of that. It's like pauses. Do I want that? No, no, that one's too brutal. It's, like that one will just make her horny. Like, all right, Seer, I think I got everything.
You didn't mix up the one
Actually,
that might make someone feel aroused.
You didn't find the
no, I'm
aphrodisiac,
pretty
did
sure
you?
I left that out.
I had to clarify because that either A helps them or B does nothing and just makes them a little bit bothered.
Hot and bothered.
Although I might take some for myself.
Whatever floats your goat.
I mean,
Um,
I could tell you about the time that I did float with a satyr.
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
okay with that. But I was just gonna say, I am not having any success. I would love it if you could roll for me.
Yes, and I can make that roll for you, and hopefully we can get that resolved. So medicine. Oh, and I'll switch it out with intelligence. I forgot you could do that. That's really nice. 24 at advantage.
Oh God.
21. You do perfect, Seer. Even though you rolled super fucking low. You rolled an 8. 8 with a 3. Yeah, but it ended up as 21.
That's what pluses are for, folks.
Yep. Yeah, just so the audience knows, +6 intelligence now, +10 saving throw. She's looking really fucking good. Let me hear it, or not Elias, here. How are you organizing everything here?
Well, I could also just do this in my head where I just imagine like
Yep.
Eddie actually knows how to make his shit, kind of like doing all the mixing, putting together, and then Seer's just like, all right, let me throw this chemical here, purify this down, puts their hand in like a pipe, and then just heats up the pipe so that it starts steaming out into the other side, holds in the other hand to boil the solution. Kind of like, it's just very much, instead of having Bunsen burners and other things like that, it's just Seer cooking it up. And then eventually, after maybe a few moments, Seer will hand out something as, for some reason, they just go, ding. All right, here you go.
All right.
Oluja.
All right. It's ready.
Yep, and we made sure that the horny drug was left out.
Thank you.
Are we ready?
Well, before I take it, if for some reason I don't come back, I just wanted to say thank you for being by my side on this journey.
Are you sure there's not something else you want to say to someone?
I'm going to get to that point, but I figured the important, happy things I'm going to say first. I don't really have friends or know what friends look like or had them before the ship, but you're all very special to me, and I would do anything to help you all. And if I die and cannot come back, please take a shit on Velma for me. Thank you. That would be it. That bitch. You know how I feel. If you see her crossing the street, you get in her face and you be like, "You're a bitch."
Wait, I'm confused. Do you actually want us to take a shit?
On Velma, I mean, you can do it metaphorically or literally. I don't care. Just make her day bad. Oh, you will,
Are you sure there's anything else that you would want to say to somebody in the event that, like, you wouldn't come back?
well, you're all special to me, but I kind of really feel special with Seer, but I don't want to make it weird. Like, you're all great, but Seer is like my true blue homie.
I don't know what that means, and yet I feel emotional about it.
Like, Eddie actually, for the first time in a in probably at least a day since the one incident, but let's just his like face now is like, oh come on, you two, just kiss already.
There you go.
I guess, could you all just bring it in for me? Seer, you can burn me. It will be okay. Just hold me really good.
Nope. Blue balls. Oh.
I was about to make that joke as well.
Yep. Oh, that's
Actually,
what blue means.
Yep. You know what?
You sneak in a bit of aphrodisiac with that?
No. It's like if Seer is about to go over and hug Oluja, just Eddie at the last moment is going to cast Gust of Wind at the exact moment.
Okay. Here you go.
See
Okay.
if he can get a lip collision.
Okay.
I imagine Seer goes bald.
Okay. Hang on. I will respect
Gus.
this.
Air disappears.
I will respect this wish, but I do need to hear from Oluja. This isn't going too far for you. Are you? This isn't.
Oh,
Going...
yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Just
fine.
want to make sure because I know some people can be a little angsty with these kind of interactions. Seer, I'm gonna give you a. Would it be fair to say dexterity save for this? Or let me look at Gust of Wind one more time.
Well, for the spell, it's a strength save.
It's a
strength
strength save, so it makes. That's why I think Eddie picked it very carefully. But also, yeah, I think it'd be fair. And here's what I'll describe, because I don't think we'll get advantage or disadvantage. It's very much like I think Oluja already knows that Seer's very not good with like physical touch, but then it's like, well, you are going to die. Fair. But they're not being reluctant. They're just being like awkward. And more importantly, but now Oluja can really see that Seer's very bad at eye contact. So eventually, as Seer gets closer to give the hug, it's like, I know I can't have you bring it in on the sense, I'll bring it in to you. I can easily do that. And then Seer will give Oluja what they want. A hug.
Okay. And I will make a strength save for you. And I'm actually going to say a disadvantage because you're in an awkward position here if you're going in for the hug. And you got it too. If you want to take the lead on this here.
How do I take the lead on this? Because basically, I am going to stick with the idea that Seer's hair does get shorter from the gust of wind. So it's just like blowing out a candle. But then it's like this awkward, like, Oluja's expecting a hug. Then all of a sudden, how much push force is that gust of wind mega again? I gotta figure out. Is it 5 feet?
If I remember correctly, it's 10 feet. Hold on. It's like we'll just post automatically.
Because there's a difference with like, romantic push versus slam. Like, I gotta ask because that would be horrifying to be like, I just caved in Oluja's head with my head.
I asked for a painless Eddie. Why?
Didn't ask for a concussion.
Oh no, my bad. It's 15 feet.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine. You do it in such a way where it just gets a seer. It's easy to do with this room.
But yeah, basically, the idea is that with the sudden push, like, I'm gonna let Oluja describe what happens, but their heads basically connect as they kind of like, I'm not gonna say it's a comfortable, like, way. It's more like just a sudden push in, so like noses bump in.
Yeah.
Maybe the forehead. What would Louis describe it though?
Teeth contact.
Oh.
Teeth contact.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna say.
See it. You got some teeth there. I mean, if you wanted to kiss, all you had to do was ask.
Bam.
The looks to Eddie and just kind of goes like, I'll get you, but not saying it, but like giving the eye contact
Seer,
as Sears like blushed. But go ahead.
yeah. Seer, as you do blush, you do feel a deep sense of regret and betrayal from that act.
Uh-oh.
In fact, yeah. I'm actually I'm gonna make a note of this, and when you make certain ability checks, I'm actually going to impose penalties.
Beautiful. I think then the best way to describe it, because I was waiting for that line, is very much like it's the blush, but then it's like this moment where both of you would see like it's if suddenly the spirit of Seer just whooshes out, and you just see this like despairing eyes in them. But it's like they don't know it. It's kind of like this weird thing of like, weird. It feels like I did a bad thing kind of situation.
Yeah. Crystal blue eyes stare at you inside of your mind palace.
Well, oh, I do have one more thing. If I don't come back, could you please tell my parents that I love them and I am not the monster everyone thinks I am?
I can easily do that. Even if, well, they try to stab me as I tell them, but that's
They would
just.
never do that. No.
Have they met a fire genasi before?
No, but I know they are good people, and looking at you, they would not have hate in their heart.
Regardless of how they feel, I will try my best to do as you ask. Oluja.
Yes, my mother, her name is Marine, and my father, Russo.
Marine and Russo. I
Well,
will do as you ask.
to find them, if you ever come in contact with my lovely home Coderosa, hold on, there is something for them. And my family owns a shop. It is called the Shipwreckers Oddities.
Noted.
I do want to say, like, recalling home, Cordy Rosa. Again, you do get that sinking feeling, Aluya, and inside of your head, recalling Cordy Rosa. Imagine like a distant view of the port city, and seeing nothing but a sunken chunk of land.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
I'm saying, as you think about your city, you get a sinking feeling. As recalling Cordy Rosa, you see it missing from the land. I'm not saying this is prophetic. I'm just saying you get a feeling.
Is
Sinking.
this from that fucking book? That
Could be. You can investigate it when you're alive.
that other bitch. Okay. She'll gulp down real hard, but she'll look at everyone and... Alright. I'm ready.
All right. Let me hear it, Eddie.
All right, are you ready to go to sleep?
I'm ready.
All right, I like out of curiosity. Uh, what was the medium by which we designed this one for? Is this one an edible? Is this one a,
I
a
I was
breathable?
I was imagining like a mortar and a pestle, like for grinding this up, and honestly, I kind of want to leave it up to dealer's choice whether, yeah, like, you know what, an edible. I haven't like, let's say instead of it being like the straight a mushroom, that you made a very potent and small edible. I think that idea is cool. What would it look like?
Hmm. It's like for this kind of edible, it's like and like considering, like probably the uh actually, I'm gonna do this more for comedy. It's like I want you to imagine it's uh sort of like a bratty situation, and you're sure that Eddie didn't mean for this to be the case, but for whatever reason, like as you like look down at this edible that you can are about to consume, you swear you see like the visage of a skull on the surface. Like just staring into your soul. Just like it's like, all right, bottoms up, and remember to chew.
But thank you, little buddy.
Mhm.
Oh, seriously, remember to chew.
Mhm.
I'm chewing. I chew.
All right, and you begin to chew. Eddie, like we never really seen your drug this potent before. Tell us the effects, like that transition into the final effect you're looking for.
See, like I imagine that it was done in such a way where it's just like he has enhanced a specific aspect of it, and ironically, it's the very first one, the sensory aspect. It's like Oluja just like essentially, it's like, oh, this is feeling a bit familiar, just like you feel like your senses opening up. But the thing is that they don't stop. Uh, there's like for like a little bit, you feel as though like the original ceiling you felt like for your senses, uh, it's like opening. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they just keep opening. It's like just like you're very acutely aware of like all of your senses, but then almost like just as quickly, it's like your brain kind of like essentially overloads with the stimuli and immediately shuts off.
Um, as I'm trans, I would have positioned myself where I would have been comfortable doing so, so I don't just
Yeah,
like
I would
fall.
hope he would maybe put you in like in a chair or a
Yeah,
couch.
yeah, so I don't like split my head open.
Imagine you're on a stone table.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, we just see your eyes. Do you close your eyes or do you leave them open?
Um, I'll close my eyes, but I want to hold Eddie and Seer's hands.
Yep. You do so, and you see like a little bit of pink static electricity melding with the white electricity in the room. And Owen, after a few moments, when he feels the connection is lost, will say, "Everyone, leave the room." And at this moment, I will allow you guys to control your tokens to leave the room. The exit is where the carpet is, or where you see the pure yellow leading outside of the room.
Gray, I can't move.
Yep, I
Move
know.
me.
I will. Yep, don't go too far. Just down the hallway is all you need. And, yep, Eddie's the last one to leave the room. Actually, Eddie, as you leave the room, like, is there any other kind of RP here as you see Oluja's dead corpse?
I think I like looking over and kind of like, even just kind of like looking down at his like vape pen, just like one more reason why only the chill dudes get to have this.
Mm-hmm. You leave the room. As you leave, Oluja, I need to ask you, because when a person dies, usually they say that they seen their life flash before it. I want to say, because of this drug, give me the happiest moments of your life, from beginning to end. And I want you to pause in between each memory.
Just spending her childhood with her parents, either at the shop or being able to be a part of joining her father on the ship of the Legion of Lures.
Yeah. See a young Oluja within a wooden shop, then on a boat. And with those first couple memories from childhood, and everyone outside can hear this, we hear the thump of all 4 sarcophagi begin to bang at the lids. What's the next one?
Would actually be, I know it seems like a bad memory of what would happen, but her first ever interaction with Aeolus on that extremely stormy day, watching the pirate ship try and take over the merchant ship, and Aeolus intervening, especially when one of the cannonballs comes her way.
Yes, we see lightning flash before your eyes in that memory. And then, shortly followed, we see electricity surge through the brass piping. And each sarcophagi, the lids open, and we see pale white hands grab at each lid. Or, sorry, the rim of each sarcophagi. What is the next memory?
Would be the realization of the no. It would be her starting off at the temple. And that was happy. It didn't get very happy after that, but just starting out, like, imagining all her life, ahead of her is going to be exactly how she wanted. And that moment just before it all went to poops.
Mm-hmm. And after that first memory, we have a view on Oluja's body with a tall individual in robes wearing a mask of an albatross, gently caressing Oluja's limp hand. What is the next memory?
Everything else after that, because it would be her schooling. I guess meeting the party.
Meeting the party. We see everyone shipwrecked onto an island. Again, we look up on Oluja's corpse, and we see another individual with long robes with a wolf mask that is reminiscent of Rory, again holding the other hand. What is the next memory?
The moments that she had with the party where she kind of gave in to the destructive force of her powers. She can try and deny it all she wants, but there is something very delicious to her about it.
I feel as if the next time we see Oluja's body, we see two hands over each of her ears, her pink salmon hair cascading through the fingers, and we look at the face of this individual. And this time, I will say the face eerily looks like, yeah, it looks like a Seer's face. And give me one last memory as we see the electricity coursing through your body and your body convulsing, just trying to jumpstart your heart. It can even be a particular moment that happened in this room right now. It doesn't have to be the if it is, I don't want it to be the whole ordeal. I want one aspect.
I would think saying goodbye to everyone and knowing truly in her heart of hearts that she cares for them all deeply and is sad to see them go.
By your feet, not touching you, at the foot of the stone slab table, we see an individual in long robes with an otter mask. And finally, we see a surge of pink electricity in this room, and your heart going erratic and beating furiously. And suddenly, air coming back to your lungs. But I do need a roll from you.
Okay.
This in particular. And I'm not going to offer you a roll with this one. I want you to roll me 2d20. And Seer, remind me how much... what was your score? 21 for the roll. Was that correct? An 8 and 3
Correct.
plus your intelligence? All right. Add a +5 and a +2 for a total of a +7. Add advantage +7.
I'm sorry.
How
do I?
If you click on the die tray at the bottom right of the chat log, it will input the formula. Then you just need to change it to 2d20 and make sure it's +7. The 5 is from Seer. The 2 is from Owen at this moment.
Okay, 2d20 +7. Got it.
Yep. Owen is the one providing advantage in the +2.
Good God.
Yep. Let me see the rolls. Highest one is 9. 9 + 7. That'd be 16. As you suffer no lingering issues, mentally or physically, with this process. He was honest with you. And once your eyes open, you are alone in this room, and there is but a low hum. You awaken. And a cat is meowing by your side, licking its paw with a very big floopy witch's hat. Meow.
You're still here?
hisses at you for a second, then jumps onto the sarcophagi.
I'm just going to feel my body really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel any different? Do I feel cold or clammy? I squish my cheeks.
This might actually be a special instant here. Make a roll myself. Hang on. Your skin is a bit more transparent. You see some electricity instead of veins.
Oh, did you get the Genasi treatment? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm gonna carefully inspect my hands.
You inspect your hands. Would you like to do an investigation history?
Yeah. You said history.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hang on. Don't make the roll. I'll offer it to you.
Oh.
Yep. Keep in mind, I will remind the party, if you guys make rolls without me offering them, we will not count them. Very dead. No, again, it's a typical thing that you would expect. You got electricity going like through your body. You just think that after getting jump started, that is possibly either the remnants of the electricity in this room or your blessings from your god. Honestly, there's not much to look into. Your hair looks normal. Your flesh looks relatively pink. Just a little transparent. Can't fully see through your skin, mind you.
And what's the deal with the cat? Can I sense a severed connection, or do I still feel like this little bitch is connected to me?
The cat?
Yeah.
Cat's never been connected to you. It's just been following you along since it could feel that you're about to die. And now it's kind of lost interest in you.
Okay.
Yeah. You just see it walking out, and even a good old Eddie might see a black cat with a witch's hat walk past him.
Well, like, I guess that's not new, but... Hey, Seer?
Actually, hang on. Who's in the hallway right now? Eddie and Seer. Sorry, continue on. But I'm going to have you guys do a roll after a little bit of this RP.
Hey, Seer?
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't know who you are yet.
You might actually get that moment where Sear's like Stonewall face kind of turns into this like sudden sad look, because it's like one of those things where when you say it, it's like it actually hits them in their heart kind of thing. So they kind of make this like very like, they look like they almost cried there for a second. They're just like, they put their hand up and be like, I appreciate your observance as always, even if it cuts deep.
Sorry, it's just like... Well, while you were... gone... saw, like, A lot of you? Like, I just don't know if anyone's ever told you that.
No, and that's because not many people know about it. Because originally when I told others, they thought I was just crazy. Or forget about it, is what they would usually say. Start a new life.
Well, suppose a lot's happened in the last day or so, but especially with what's happened recently, I think I'm done with the phrase forget about it.
That's. There has been a question I've been not bringing up due to circumstances. It's not a good time either. It'd need to be more planned, but when I saw you had the ability to delve into people's minds farther than they could even achieve themselves, I'll just say it straight, Eddie. When there is a time and place, I might require that service for you to do so for me. I am trying to find what fragments I have and figuring out what they are.
Yes, I could do that. Though, can I ask something of you in return?
Always. Since, well, you and I have been thick and thin so far.
Well, I guess except for the time I killed you, but I guess that wasn't really you.
Well, if you didn't kill me, I would have been trapped. So think of that as a actual good thing you did.
But you know some of I guess I'm gonna call it work I've done with Mindfuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really appreciate it if you don't tell anybody about that. Especially as he kind of like looks to the room behind them. What I did just a few minutes ago.
My mouth is sealed, Eddie, as long as you desire.
It's just really important. Like, there's a lot of people out there that would really like to get a hold of this stuff and do all sorts of unchill things with it.
Our goals are aligned then, because when I seek for what I want, the panacea, it's the same idea. So, I will treat it as the same. No one will know, even if it causes my death.
Bill, hey, actually, I'm gonna teach you to do this. And Eddie's going to attempt to teach Seer the handshake.
Steer will indulge and be confused, but we'll try.
It's one of those like multi-step handshakes.
It-
Hence why the attempt.
All right, we're gonna do sleight of
Is it
hand
like-
intelligence for this. And
Oh, thanks you. That
yeah,
helps
no,
me out.
yeah, I'm not going to require it from how good of a teacher you are, Eddie. It's just her remembering it is the important part. Do I still need a roll for you, Seer?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
my thing's
Gotcha.
not working, so
Yep.
go at it.
Yeah, 22. She remembers it with ease.
Radical.
What does it look like?
It's just like I've at least the one that he's specifically teaching Seer is just like it starts with a palm slide bump peekies out and then like a up down like a bump explosion and then right back into each other and then actually like ironically like ends on a normal handshake after that.
You better fucking write that down, and if you get it wrong, we're going to have issues later. All right. I kind of want to finish on that note of the handshake, as you guys do not hear back from Owen. And Oluja, you are up and able to move. Are you able to move?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you want, you can use the up, down, left, right keys as well. All right.
I shall open the door.
Yep. You open the door and you see an otter's back. Towering over you because I believe you're 5'5".
Actually, yeah, it'll probably towering because again, it's easy to forget, but like Eddie hasn't really been so much slouching, like much like the last 24 hours. He's actually
Nice.
been standing upright.
That's a nice change. I'm glad that your character development is better posture.
And
No more scoliosis for you.
I'm gonna gently place my hand on Eddie's shoulder.
Hang on.
Eddie? Oh.
Yep. Hang on, Eddie. Gonna have you make a roll. All right.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was in error. Could you send it to me again?
Oh, yeah. Just no. Get rid of the perception. I was looking for a moment just to mention to you guys that's no longer applicable because I didn't know you guys would go into full RP. It would just break up the rhythm that you guys got. It's fine. I'm actually gonna send you a Constitution saving throw. And I want you to make that roll. Okay. Hang on.
15.
Yes, sir. Damn, I did not expect that. You take 6 lightning damage as a sudden surge of electricity
Holy shit.
goes through you. Oluja.
Eddie's eyes open and like that little like a tuft of hair at like the at the top of his head is like spikes up.
Take 6 damage, please. Oluja, you have a new racial trait. When you make contact with a person, whether it is through like a metallic object or physical contact, you will inflict 1d12 lightning damage to the target. This is also applicable to your weapons as well.
Oh, cool.
But,
way to isolate me from physical touch.
Yep. Keep in mind, it is Constitution saving throws up to your highest spell DC.
Okay.
Because I know you're split between Charisma and Wisdom. I'm just going to say, in your case, it's going to be your highest one. So make sure to write that down, and we'll influence your checks, possibly make a racial tab for you. But yes, this is something you can do now.
Okay.
It'll be once per 6 seconds, so once per round.
Hold on, let me write this down.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But Eddie, you get shocked.
Yeah, as as I described, like eyes wide open, like hair tuft, like spikes up.
Yeah.
Just like he has whipped more quickly around than you've ever seen him.
What the fuck?
And then like even Eddie like off to the side, like suddenly appears again. It's just like, what happened?
Yeah, yeah. We see. Out of curiosity, just as a smoky haze or humanoid form.
I guess since he wasn't like out properly yet, it's just like I think it be like a smoky haze. It's like, wait, what just happened?
Yep, smoky haze around him. Just for coolness sake, like smoke coming out of the jacket and shit. Usually it's through your orifices, but this time with how fast it was, it just shoots out of your clothes.
I'm sorry. Don't mean to cut you off.
Yep, go right ahead.
For combat, what is this? What's added?
Okay, I'll write it down for you. You just enjoy the role play at the moment. Does that sound good to you? Yep.
Yes.
All right. Go right ahead, you two. You just shocked the hell out of Betty.
Yeah, seeing how much force of lightning comes out of her, she's gonna stand there like shocked herself and just meekly say, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Right, Eddie? just like you could almost like feel like the smoke starting to build up. Just like, is it this one's turn? It's like, but then the smoke slowly starts to.
I feel like you told him to leave a little bit ago, but he lingers for, a couple seconds, maybe 30 seconds too long before retracting. Just second guessing what you said.
I don't know what that was about. Usually it's just like a little spark.
Grab my
I-
hand. Let's see if this happens again.
Are you gonna do it?
First
I have
off,
my hand out. I'm letting Oluja choose.
Okay,
I'm so happy to see you all. Just first,
just to clarify, what's your spell DC? Just to make sure Eddie actually did succeed that. 'Cause I was guessing it was
it's
15 and
DC
under.
17.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Eddie. You
No, I
took
take
the full 12. Yeah, additional 6. And hang on one
You know what?
second.
I think actually
Yeah.
no. I think because of that, like if this case was a full 12,
Yeah.
I think Eddie instinctively would have used absorb elements.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Take off the back to 6.
Back to 6, just to just a little bit. Well, it's like, oh, okay, a full 12. It's like, no, that's worth a slot.
Yep. Okay.
I guess Eddie, now knowing that touching is about to happen, this is like, I think he's going to maybe like a sneak off to figure out where Mavet went.
Yep. In the library. But just before that, there is one thing that I do need to mention. With this in particular, you didn't feel like you took on the condition of paralyzed or stunned, but you felt like you couldn't move for 6 seconds. Because that is something new.
Speed dropped to 0.
Yes, your speed dropped to 0. That is something for you as well, Luya. Don't worry, I'm going to include that with the description as well.
Do they notice my... Well, whatever I don't notice physically.
Does
Yeah,
anyone
do they notice
actively evaluate her, or are you guys taking her at face value? Because
That's
Eddie,
why I'm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm putting my hand up, because I am evaluating her.
Okay. Eddie's going into the library. Seer is evaluating her. Tell me what you do. Flavor this up for me.
Well, Leah's got to grab my hand first, because I'm watching how the surge occurs.
she'll just slowly walk up to Seer and just like happy to see her still. Hi, Seer. Uh, uh, are you sure?
Welcome back. And yes, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. And she'll place her hand in hers.
And then Seer, even if they're preparing for a shock, will not blink so they can see the entire thing go down. Because Seer might have a different reaction depending on how they view it. But yeah, let's I gotta roll that damage, don't I? Or get the
Yep, the
Constitution saving throw.
Yep, just 1 second. Okay. I'll make that save for you.
Beautiful, because the only way I could see how it works is if I see it happen, and then Seer can figure out what's going on. Because above table, and this is what I'm going to analyze it, and this is why Seer would feel bad, and she's kind of keeping a calmer look. She's worried that you became part Genasi in a sense, and that your life is going to be much harder now.
That is 21. You succeed and take half the damage. Oluja rolled the 1d12, please.
I don't wanna.
Do it.
Where
No
is
balls won't do it.
So tell us what you want, what you really, really want.
Oh, here it is.
I wanna.
All right, you take 2 damage.
So baby shock.
Yep.
Now, Gray, I am going to analyze how it charges through, because here's the thing. When you describe it's like through their veins,
Yes.
through their things and such as that, it made me think about Seer, because very much all the molten energy of Seer radiates through them perpetually. In fact, if I were to give even more context for the group to make sense, Genasis are not all made equal. Some of them look more human and look like they could pass off. Seer is the polar opposite, where it's like they stick out like a incredibly sore thumb. Basically, are they more human or are they more elemental kind of situation?
I'm going to say with that damage, we are going to roll your investigation with advantage here.
Beautiful.
Anything else I should know about your roll before I roll it?
I might flash a genius, because it basically is the situation of like, I need to know what to tell Luya and like kind of see how it's connected. So I will put an automatic +6 on this, not a 5. A +6 now.
Unnecessary. I'll let the 20s high roll. Yes, you can see that she has stepped out of her mortal coil. She is now a Genasi as well. Even looking at her hair, you see like some of her salmon hair have static strands instead of like regular hair.
Before Seer gets shocked another time, you'll see Seer gently put their other hand on top of Luya's, and then look to Luya and this time giving eye contact. It's one of those rare moments. And then Seer just simply says, I am sorry.
With a very puzzled look on her face. Why are you apologizing?
You are no longer different from you are my kin now.
I don't
This
understand.
does, of course, mean that anything from this point forward is a sweet home Alabama situation.
Yes.
That killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when you say it's like, what does that mean? It means, Oluja, that like how many fear me and hate me, you might share the same as I. It's just It's not visual, it's physical for you. For me, it's all the above. You have a very tough road ahead of you.
But I still get to be me. It's just physically I've changed.
Yes, and there's also the other thing that shows that you greatly helped me in one way. You have proved to me that a soul does get recycled. But you also showed that, depending on death itself, it does not. Which means I am right to see it as a rebirth, which is a beautiful thing.
Seer, do you check the room?
I do.
You look in there. Tilt your head just a little bit. And you do see on the table a white cloth covering a form.
Oluja? Oh no! I'm gonna look at Oluja and basically like, I need you to do one last thing.
Okay.
I need you to go follow Eddie while I go talk to Owen and resolve one final thing for you.
Alright, Sir. Sensing like the importance of her words. She'll carefully move around Seer.
Yep. Move straight down. You're fine. All right. Go into the library. And Seer, what are you doing?
Seer will slowly walk into the room,
You walk into
gently close the door if there is a door,
the room.
and then just goes, Owen, are you there?
Static.
This is going to be an awkward moment. And Seer will take care of a possible thing that might rise to cause chaos.
You walk into the room, and it does occur to you again that this room, you have been told, is Owen's lifeline. This is essentially what's keeping his brain active, what's keeping him alive. And you just see a lack of electricity. Like, this lack of electricity is keeping him in a hibernation-like state. You don't feel like you can talk to Owen for a little bit. So you walk into this room. Yep, great, Ed.
That's okay. Just that Seer will have to approach this body.
Yep.
I would say a little bit fearful, because from Seer's experience, this is a very unpleasant experience to have happen, and doesn't want Oluja to have the same thing happen to them. As Seer will very much make sure that this body will not rise again.
Yeah, you lift it up and you see I'm not going to go into the detail. Obviously, we've seen where the armor and clothes went. You respectively take away the cloth and you do see a bare body. and the closed eyes of Oluja. It looks like she was not aware of this step of the process.
Oh, and you
Body up, Seer.
Yeah, I was
basically
gonna-
the idea is like before Seer does what she does, she'll be like, Owen, you dirty bastard.
Well, something to keep in mind. This tells you that in this area, at least, the pole of a sentient calamity is near. Because this only happens when you are near a sentient calamity.
That's why it makes me annoyed, upset, and sad, because that means that Owen has a watcher somewhere, and that I think we'll need to find it.
Okay?
But for now,
do you
Seer will
do?
put their hands together, point their fingers towards the body, and cast burning hands as they burn this body to a crisp.
Whoosh. That's awesome. I kind of want to imagine like Seer feeling Aluya's salmon hair. And as your hands make contact with it, we see a small flicker of the flame that just slowly grows and devours the head, then the body, and then just encompasses it with smoke. What do you do?
Honestly, I think Seer's going to be in this room for a bit because they got to
Yeah.
sort their feelings out. So I think they'll join the party in the library after a few moments.
Yeah. Yeah, Seer, before you walk in, I actually want to hear what Eddie and Mavet are doing, because Mavet was in here for the longest time, and Eddie did drop from the conversation. So, Mavet, what were you doing in here the entire time? Sitting down?
Eddie, I can't read these damn words.
What? As he like is closing the door, hoping to give like the well, in his mind, OTP some privacy.
I've been trying to look at this paper and the words. I can't understand them.
Oh, bruh, have you not learned to read yet?
No.
That's okay, bruh. You were only born a little while ago, right?
Yeah. It just hurts my head.
Man, I wish you would have said so before, cause like I think I probably could have like helped you start learning.
I need to learn some things on myself. I can't have everyone do everything for me. I know I gotta be a big boy one day.
Well, I would say like when it comes to reading, it's probably better to learn it from somebody who's done it before. Is he even reading a common book as he like looks over at what he's like the page that he's looking at?
It's like a children's book written in common, and he can't comprehend it. So
Okay,
Mavet is
it's just like
literally
be
illiterate.
all right. I was just like making sure, just like because step 0 is just like okay, maybe not this one because this is like like something like deep speech.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's funny is children's book Mavet is reading is called Prince Nix, and reading through the story, it looks like it. Best way to describe it is it kind of does. I can't speak for Eddie, but it does. I would say there is an inherent sick feeling in the pit of your stomach seeing that book, because it is a retelling of a little fable of a changeling prince. And reading into it, it seems to reinforce, how bad the race as a whole is. Essentially, a way of indoctrinating children.
So, like, maybe we won't start with this book, as Eddie's just gonna, like, slowly close it.
Mm-hmm. You close it, and we hear John's laughter in the distance. Yeah, so do you guys spend time just learning to read in here?
So, like, yeah, I think Eddie would do so, although, like, a small conversation, like, at least before, Luya walks in, because he hasn't really had, like, the time to really fully address this, but it's just, Eddie just kinda, like, in the middle of this, kinda, like, just says suddenly, "Hey, have you been okay?"
Mhm.
Feel like everyone's judging me, and it's not really fair.
Like, why do you think they're judging you?
I just can't shake the feeling. I feel maybe maybe my previous self makes everyone not like me. But, you know, I'm new now. But I think everyone can't see that, and they don't trust me, they don't like me. They think I'm a bad person, I make stupid decisions.
Oh, bruh. I mean, like, I can't really speak for the other two, but, like, I like you, bruh?
Well, I can see that, considering you're the one that brought me back. We kind of have some similarities, as Mavet rubs his smoky tummy.
I guess, speaking of that, have you been feeling okay about that, too? It's,
I think
like, a
so.
pretty big change.
I it I would say it's less of change. I feel a path now that I didn't feel previously, but I'm still not sure what the path is. But instead of aimlessly setting my roots randomly, I feel they're guiding me towards something. That makes sense?
Yeah, I get you, bruh. But if it makes you feel any better, I feel like most people don't really know what path they're on. So the fact that you feel like you're on a path just makes you like everybody else, right?
Yeah, I can, uh, I feel that. Yeah.
I guess, like, if you ever have any questions or anything, like, you feel like somebody needs to hear and you're not sure who to trust about it, like, I'm always gonna be here. We're connected.
Thank you, Eddie. And he goes to grab Eddie on the shoulder and just gives a light little squeeze and smiles.
Now, be careful with the letter D. I guess that's like a gesturing like a back of the book. Because depending on how you put it, it's like it could go the wrong orientation.
Okie dokie.
Takes the D, puts the book upside down, and then now it's a P.
P. P.
Then puts it left, and then puts it left and right, and just like, and now it's a drawing.
Pretty letters.
Oh, hey, Oluja.
Yep, Oluja does walk in, and again, you do see that static on her skin and in her hair. It is subtle.
Hey guys. I am.
So how was your one-on-one time?
I don't know, honestly. It seems like she had a serious face on. She asked me to leave. I'm not sure why. I don't feel different, but she said I am a Genasi now. I mean, I'm not sure what that means, but I feel like myself, so it can't be too bad, right?
Hearing that Eddie briefly like puts a few dots together.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's about to say it, but it's just like, you know what? Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
No, what are you going to say?
Well, you two did do that nasty thing in there.
I'm sorry, what?
Your faces, they touched. It was gross.
You mean the kiss that was not really a kiss?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yes,
talking
that
about...
was atrocious.
Mavet, I am not sure what is happening here. I literally just died and you're harping on a kiss, not kiss between Seer and I?
I mean, I would rate it on a 4 out of 10, but honestly, that's pretty good for how awkward you two have been.
I'm getting some vibes from you, Mavet. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I mean, you kind of had an issue with Eddie and the whole otter thing, and now I'm picking up something else.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not here or there. Something is bothering Seer. Aside from what happened to me. I don't know.
Well, Seer honestly has, like, a lot of stuff on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, flashing back to, like, yesterday.
Yep.
Flashing back to the present. Just a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess on the bright side, that's one more thing you two have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do need to
Although,
Oh, go right ahead. Finish your
although
thought,
we
please.
might need to get some gloves for you.
Mhm.
I just realized I won't be able to touch anyone again. I can't even hug my parents anymore.
Well, I've met a number of people that are kind of into that. In fact, I suspect that we've met at least one personally together, but that's knowledge from another universe.
I'm going to see if Seer wouldn't mind if I went back. Maybe help her. Do you guys want to come?
So I'm gonna say, like, as this conversation was going on, like, you do smell smoke, like lingering from the other room, and it slowly spreads across the hallway into the library itself. And I'm gonna say at this point, Seer, you've had more than enough time to do everything you've needed to do.
I mean, it's not just smoke, it's a distinct smell.
Yes, it
Would I?
is. I will allow a check.
And this library cannot seem to catch a break with
Yeah.
fires.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm going to make this an investigation, and I'm going to offer it to you. Because, again, there has been a lot of smoke around this area. I do realize it is a very distinct smell, but I still feel like it's worth it.
You said investigation?
Yep. Is anyone else investigating before I just offer it to Luya? Keep in mind, I like to
Thanks.
let... yeah, I was going to say, keep in mind, I like to let failure ride. So unless anyone speaks up, it's only going to be a Luya.
Feel like at the very least, Eddie would be curious about the smell just because, well, he's been around a lot of smoke in his life, so it's more just curiosity. Like, oh, what's this one?
Providing advantage or a separate roll entirely?
Mm,
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not quite big enough for a group check.
yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give Aluya the advantage.
All right.
Since I think our intelligence is the same anyway.
Yeah, Oluja,
I think.
you'll get advantage on this roll. I'm going to request it from you. It's going to be investigation. And
I forgot my intelligence was a 10. I don't
yeah.
know. What is yours, Aluya?
Yours is higher. Just
Oh,
FYI.
okay. Then I'll offer it to Eddie then at advantage.
Okay.
If it is,
I was just like, I forget.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I was just like looking, just like, oh yeah, that's right. I made this a flat 10 on Eddie.
Yeah. Before we make any rolls here, Aaliyah, would you prefer that he makes an investigation check? Because if he succeeds, that information is going to be privy to him. It's just what you're saying is helping him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you, Aluya.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
I feel like that would be very worrisome to smell burning flesh.
Yeah. I'm asking, would you like to make the roll? Or would you...
Yes, please, if you
okay.
don't mind.
Yes, make it at advantage then. Then it's Eddie who's leaning on to you, just might be saying, I wonder what that is, or it smells something similar to this.
I need the roll again.
Oh, apologies. I give it to you again. Then once this is all said and done, Mavet, I have something to tell you, but it's going to be after all this is said and done here.
Okie dokie.
And then Eddie would connect with her. So if it's any doubt, you'll have guidance.
Yeah, I was going to say it was at advantage. Hang on. We're going to keep the guidance roll.
Oh.
Don't add the guidance roll to this next one, but I'm going to offer it one more time. Roll it as a regular roll.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Normal roll. All right. 13, 14, 15. All right. Seer, are you actively trying to cover this up?
No, in fact, the best way I could explain it too, probably why they smelt it is because by the time they look towards the door of where the smell's coming from, is Seer standing at the doorway.
Okay. Then you smell burning flesh. It is evident.
Can I bolt out to check on Seer?
Yep. You bolt out and you see Seer right in front of you. Right in front of the door, as it is closed.
Seer? Are you okay?
You will see a rare expression from Seer because she tends to be very deadpan when she talks a lot, or kind of like how she interacts with things. She just analyzes things. But then this is one of the rare moments where you can actually see a fire in her eye. It seems as if she seems to hold a great amount of rage, but it's not like she's fuming. It's very much that she's standing upright, her chin's a bit more forward, and more importantly, by her gaze is not so wavering. It's very much like intense. It seems that she has a purpose. It's not erratic. It is very much she seems to be pissed off and she's not hiding it from the group kind of thing.
What is happening? Who or what is burning?
I will explain, but I need to ask one question since the sooner we find this thing before Owens awakens, the sooner we can resolve things in a way that I think will make all of us satisfied. Oluja, in your strange nature that you currently have, do you feel a pull, a direction, an energy that pulls you to somewhere around here?
Does she?
To the east.
Yes. Yes. Why? To the east?
We need to head there quickly before Owens realizes that he's been abusing things. Let's put it this way, Oluja, and this is why I told you what I told you. There is a presence of a watcher about, which means that Owens has trapped a part of nature here and used it upon you without your consent of you knowing.
Bum bum bum. I have to go. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. That's why I asked the question, because then if you point to the pole, then very much the group can go find the thing, you know?
Yeah, I would direct her to the pool, but I would hope at some point you would tell her what is a flame.
Oh, I will. For
All right.
next time.
Thank you. All right, guys. Do your thing. Use my character for what you need. See y'all next time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Mavet.
We privy to that part of the conversation? Or?
Oh, it depends. Well, door's open.
It's probably loud. Seer's not
Yeah.
being quiet.
Same on Oluja's part.
Okay.
I love how she left at such an intense moment, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, beautiful. But hey, I'm okay with that. It means we'll just go possibly kill
Just blue
Owen. I'm
screening.
joking.
Um,
You want to resolve Mavet's things first, or?
yeah, I can do that. Mavet, since you've become more acclimated with your form and you've had a deep conversation with Eddie, I am also going to give you a new racial trait, and I'm going to call this the Nexus. Once per minute, Mavet can establish a deep emotional connection with a living creature that he can see. Mavet can maintain a number of links simultaneously equal to their wisdom modifier. When a creature willingly accepts this bond, they gain a bonus to their saving throw against mind controlling and emotional effects, both magical and supernatural. The bonus is equal to Mavet's wisdom modifier, and Mavet is always aware of the linked creature's emotional state. If a creature is unaware of the bond or unwilling to establish it, they must make a charisma saving throw against Mavet's spell DC, which is determined by Mavet's wisdom. On a failure, the connection fails, and the creature remains unaware and immune to further bonding attempts for 24 hours. The emotional bond lasts until the dawn of the new day. I'll put that in chat as well. Getting all sorts of powers.
Nice.
There we go. Yep. But we can do theater of the mind with this. So you're gonna try to follow that move, or are you just following Oluja's lead here?
Basically, so that we don't have Aaliyah being like pulled, being like just NPC walking around showing us the way. We'll just basically take what you said as it's in the east as.
Yep, in the east.
But before I just run off, I'm gonna probably
Yes.
talk to Eddie.
Yep. I will state that Oluja does specify far in the east. It does not feel close by.
Works for me.
Yeah, that's an important little tidbit.
I couldn't help but notice you were loudly talking about Owen doing something without consent.
He. Okay, we'll say that Aaliyah might not know this right away, so I'll just say this is between Eddie,
Yeah,
Mavet,
just say
and
you
me.
guys are having a sidebar. That's perfectly
Yeah, we'll just
fine.
have.
Yeah.
Just making
Perfectly
sure.
Yeah. You guys go into the
basically
library as Oluja is deep in thought and shock.
He's blue screened.
Basically, Sear's just gonna tell Eddie straight up. Owens turned Oluja into a Genasi. That is how they bypassed the rule that Velma did, because technically the original Oluja is dead. The Oluja we have here is not Oluja, but Oluja right now.
Yeah, I kinda got that vibe after, well, I mean, she told us that you told her that she's a Genasi now. And it, like, just made me think of the smoke Genasi back in Cheyenne.
Correct. And those people were forced to become that. Just like what Owens did to Oluja. They gave a solution, and yet they did not tell the truth. Mainly because I think they already knew that Oluja is not someone that would ask questions, but often ask for solutions.
Fucking a burn from the Genasi, Jesus.
But also,
I mean, if I'm being honest, we were all in the same room too.
that's why I'm kicking myself, since I didn't investigate further.
I mean, I'm not sure if you've necessarily gotten this vibe, but maybe you did because, well, You two are very, very similar. It's like a Eddie, like kind of like has the word on his tongue for a bit, deciding whether he wants to release it or not, and it's like shrugs. The both of you are like hopeless nerds. I mean that in like every sense of the word.
That's not an insult. I could see that.
So like I think maybe sometimes like what you do, it's, he might have just assumed that she would be okay with whatever. Or maybe just assumed that particular details weren't necessary to talk about. I don't think he did it like maliciously. I think he did it more out of ignorance of how other people work. Because he's a nerd.
He's a nerd.
That's why I am very unhappy of what just happened because let's just put it this way. While I've discovered more things due to what happened to Aaliyah just now, in fact, it's a great discovery that confirms many things for me. It took away Aaliyah's choice. It wasn't done naturally. But lastly, Aaliyah is not going to realize that they can just freely walk anymore. They look fine, so they can roam about with no issue. But physical touch is a very, very important thing for humanity, mortality. Touch is a very important thing for many people. I should know I can't do it. But I can't do many things.
I will interject here with how high your investigation was. You did notice, like, as time went on, like more and more of her strands of hair became like electricity.
I'm
slow.
aware.
Yeah.
But
I
the
just
thing
want
is,
you,
it's not like
I just want you to be aware that is a gradual thing that's happening to her right now.
that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like we won't know the full results till eventually. Like she might just look like herself, but her ends of her hairs look like electricity, or she'll look like Seer, where her hair is literally all electricity, and it's just gonna be like jolting at people. That's kind of what makes Seer upset is the fact that she knows what happens with Genasi. She knows the persecution, and more importantly, but she knows what it is to become a Genasi. It isn't a cool thing. It's like no, Owen's just basically doomed her to be hated by all.
Okay.
And if she starts to become more like a Genasi, so if she is leaning towards more elemental, she will become hated like Seer is.
Yep.
And one thing I was going to mention that makes it kind of sad, and maybe this is what I'll tell Eddie is, I'm going to paraphrase it, but basically, the difference between Oluja and Seer is that Seer didn't know what she had beforehand. She doesn't remember fully everything, and most Genasi do not remember. They can start a new life and start new things. Oluja remembers all of her past, so things that she used to be able to do or like is not going to work.
I guess one thing that might come across your minds here is this might be the first time a Genasi was born while its previous vessel was destroyed immediately. And it might be something that might warrant further research on this connection with remembering yourself. That the undead the corpse being risen might actually have an impact on the Genasi's memory.
That's kind of why I also said that I was going to stay in the room extra to catch those details. So I probably,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I'm glad Oluja is not here. I probably have their body in a jar right now.
Oh, that's awesome. But we are running low on time, and I kind of want to keep moving things a little forward. What would be the finishing note or the call of action here, or the next step forward?
Next thing I would just tell Eddie is like the key thing is that Owens has the capabilities of doing it again because he has trapped a watcher or what you would call a sentient calamity somewhere. Being able to harness that much energy means that he held a sentient calamity for who knows how long. But it means
Well,
that he's
if I had to make a guess, based on context, probably ever since he turned himself into a brain.
that's why I
I
wish.
like
Oh, go ahead.
like like I was wondering where he was getting all of this electricity, and if what Oluya is right now is any indication, that's probably the case. But I guess that also means though that if he's been using it to keep himself alive all this time, well, if we get rid of it or depower it, wouldn't that also hurt him too?
I don't plan to depower it if it is unnecessary. Because once he leaves, it could be released. If that makes sense. Now, what I need to confirm is the state of this Watcher. They are, to me, basically a god for me. If they are not treated with respect or used for ill proper means, such as what happened with the smoke Genasis that we've seen, where they were between death and life, and the souls were rendered warped, I cannot stand and watch. Maybe I'm fueled by a bit of emotion. Maybe I'm fueled by the fact that I witness one of our companions, in most people's eyes, cursed. For my people's eyes, blessed. But for them, honestly, their chances of having a Nora life ripped away might be the reason why I might be a little bit high in tension. But if I can see this calamity and I see it ill used, I don't know if Owens could be trusted on that. However, he hasn't been lying. He hasn't been mean. He hasn't been rude. And honestly, let's be real, he did accomplish the goal of what Oluya wanted. It's just I don't think Oluya knew what she was signed up for.
Well, I guess in some ways, this whole group is some mixed of blessed and cursed in their own ways.
Indeed. But that's why I need to find this calamity. However, Addie, as I said, I am high strung. I don't tend to be strong personalities like myself right now unless pushed forward. Should I check this calamity, or should I see it that Owen actually accomplished his goal and I just, as you would phrase it, suck it up? Because honestly, if I had a choice, I'd free the calamity right away and not worry of what happens to Owens. But that might be just because I'm a bit bitter that Yeah, I'm repeating myself.
Well, yes, maybe to answer that question, I would turn the question around. What would you have me do if maybe out of ignorance you did something that maybe you thought was helping but made things worse?
I would first say don't blame yourself. Secondly, and this is what makes it hard, it's hard to be emotional because I haven't been around people in so long in this way. I would have you try your best to make things back to normal as you could. But if you already saw it as an impossible feat, it's better to build on the mistake than to fix the mistake. So I hope you would try to make it, if it goes wrong, if it goes bad, if it gets worse, don't try to fix it. Try to build upon it. Make it in the best way you can.
Sorry to interject, but I should correct a few things here. And this is from my end, not from anything you guys have said. I got my east and west mixed up. And again, I should specify it's more towards the southwest. And by far away, it is still within the facility. I don't mean to confuse you guys or give you guys bad information. That was my bad.
That still works. It means that
Yeah,
if we are
yeah.
going to run to find
That
it,
just
we
makes
can.
it easier.
Yeah, I just want to be absolutely clear and not misguide you guys. I'm trying to be as consistent as
It's
possible.
like you said, oh, you said east? I thought you said southwest.
Yeah, southwest. Would we like to jump there following Oluja here?
Using Oluja as like an electric compass.
Yes, because I would like to move things along and get to a certain point here.
Honestly, I would, but I'm going to leave it to Eddie with that question where it's like, does he think for me it would be wise to move there now or after we fulfill Owen's deal?
Well, I guess I would ask, how urgent is it that we get to this calamity as soon as possible?
It's Owen's lifeline. He's not going to reveal where it is. If he did, he would not be a smart brain. Because, well, if we wanted to backstab him, we would find that source, which is why he probably had us connected. So that if we did get close, he could not lie, but mislead us. So before he wakes up, if we see the state, we could decide off of that.
All right. Following Oluja then?
I like Tail.
Okay. I'll bring you guys over there. Sure. I place you guys in the proper place, delete your last tokens. You guys end up following the pipes and going down the hallway, and it is a very short jaunt as you guys go past where Seer laid her trap, go down the hallway with windows overlooking a room of pure ice and a room of pure fire, and eventually find yourselves in the back rooms where you see
Oh god, we don't want to go there.
yeah, where you see two large glass tubes, one to the north and one to the south, each with a whirl of clouds and electricity storming inside of it. You just see a face, a very sad face, whirling around inside. You could hazard a guess that these tubes are maintained by two extreme polarities of cold and, or I should say, cold and heat to maintain the storm here. He is basically creating the perfect environment for it, and why he was so specific on not adjusting the temperatures, because doing so could actually kill this entity along with himself. But you see electricity pulsing through the brass pipes in this back room. It does not speak to you, but you see it split into two halves like a left and right brain, both of which staring at you, both with a half face in each one of these tubes. It doesn't look like it's capable of speech.
So, and this is what I'm gonna say, Gray, because this might be like a groundbreaking situation. But did fucking Owen just made a man-made calamity?
You would have to ask him. But it does not seem natural. It looks like there's thought, but is disconnected between two extremes, the left and right brain.
Interesting. Combining cold and heat to basically create a catalyst of energy like a storm.
And again, you think you know how he prepared the storm, but what made into sentient calamity? Because that requires intense emotions. And then it does click with you. There were 4 sarcophagi in that room, in the room you were in before. You think he might be using them as vessels to do so. But again, that is a small number of people. That doesn't seem feasible. You need a large group of people to do so. And again, it clicks. There's only one race capable of manifesting these storms quickly because of their unique abilities and traits, their shifting faces and thoughts, or their changing personas can confuse the storms into thinking one person is many. You have a good feeling that in each one of those sarcophagi is a changeling.
Wow, so basically he's committing even more war crimes. Holy shit.
There are bodies at use here and a storm-held prisoner. And at any time, there are levers to kill the storm, but in doing so, you would kill Owen. He is at his most vulnerable right now.
I would relay that to Eddie to save some time.
Yep.
And Malvet as well.
Perfectly fine. And made storms, changelings.
If I wasn't so mad, I would be impressed. Beyond impressed, I would be probably bowing my head in respect. But this is a man-made watcher in some sort. This isn't naturally occurring. This knowledge is extremely dangerous knowledge that if anyone were to replicate, not only would it persecute my kind, but other kinds such as these people that change. That would explain why this Fire Phoenix and other people connected were all around here all the time.
Okay. What do
Eddie,
you guys do?
what do you think in this situation? Because currently, as I said, we can very much resolve this situation by letting Owens have what he needs, and then we just take care of the deed now, later. However, I hope you understand how dangerous Owens is now. Lastly, it makes me wonder if he is simply just going to go on a stroll. Then again, I wouldn't be too scared because that Tarrasque did have tiny arms, so.
Well,
How some of these conversations wind up being relevant.
Yep.
But it's like as Eddie's going to kind of like, because I imagine like during her explanation, like Eddie would have actually
Yep.
like sat back on the ground like crisscross applesauce, just
Okay.
like listen.
Yep.
But then just like looking up at uh at her because you'd be taller, you'd be sitting down, yeah. Um,
well, do you trust me?
Currently, yes.
Well, I only asked that because
it's like as he kind of like pulls out like one of the mushrooms and starts like playing around with it in his fingers.
I know a lot of things. Really recently, I remember a lot of things. A lot of those things, I'm not gonna say I'm super proud of, you know? But it's always about what you do, right? What you do, or what you choose to do. You have absolutely no idea what these,
As he kind of like throws up the mushroom a bit.
is capable of. But I do. And it's for that reason why at least so many people I allow to know what those things are. Then again, I'm just gonna turn the question. With me knowing the things that I do, can do, abilities, well, would you decide to kill me?
No. And with that, too, you're right on the if I connected with Owen. You're right to connect that to other people too, such as it's our skills. For one, I know Mavet knows more of things that were dangerous, that were deadly in the woods, that we could have been in trouble with. I I'm glad I spoke with you on this because let's be honest, it's hard to find people that had an opinion such as this that's not so black and white.
I would say though, it's like as you kind of like starts putting the mushroom away. I do kind of agree though. It'd be really bad if other people we didn't want knowing stuff discover it. So I think when it comes down to it, once everything with like Owen is said and done, I think we should ask him if he should destroy his lab and his research.
When he comes back to his mind, I think that'd be the great choice to ask because he already shared a lot of knowledge with me. The knowledge would help me out figure out the situation going on with the Genasi's that are trying to destroy the world. So if I collect that knowledge from Owen, it'd help us further. But I don't need the lab. I don't need the things here. I don't want to create an army of Genasi. I want to give freedom of both directions.
And most importantly, we want to make sure that nobody else can do it, or at least not do it after someone did most of their homework for them.
Correct. I will take the research that Owen has here, and then we'll destroy it, the labs here. But then I will talk with Owen about what I plan to do with this research after we resolve all the conflicts. Because I plan to get rid of them, unless it can reach for the better good. For now,
The book, The Shadows of Alchemy, weighs heavy in your pocket.
like physically or emotionally. I'm just it gets
just
suddenly
emotionally.
heavier.
Yeah.
Okay,
it
okay.
gets subtly
I was about to be
heavier.
like, hold up.
Because,
Like suddenly it got heavier.
yeah, like I said, you could uncover more from that book because you gave it a cursory glance last time, and that covered the transformation. You just never truly went into the details or the heavy notes of it. You have a feeling that within that book, there might be information about all of this. Because again, these are papers he wrote up. This is his own thesis.
That's why it's like if it doesn't serve, like let's say once I accomplish my goals and everything's good and dandy, that's when I'll rip them apart. But regardless though, Seer will not turn off anything here. They will talk to we'll talk to Owen. We could kind of go quick on this one too because it's very much straightforward. It's like, are we gonna destroy the lab? Can we do this after you become a Tarask? Well, here's my key question.
Eddie would have to like remind the group. It's like,
Hey, we kinda sorta still need to ask permission.
Mhm.
I haven't forgotten that.
Okay.
But final
if I
thing
may,
I was gonna say.
go right ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, no, you finish off your thing, then I'll take over.
That's fine. The big thing I want to say, this is the thing I want to really make sure. If Owens goes into Tarask body, will I be able to turn off the sentient calamity and free those changelings? Because it would be funny. It's like, haha, Tarask, everything's destroyed. It's like, well, fuck. Anyway, continue. That's all I was gonna say.
All right. If you guys are okay, just clarify, Seer. Mavet, I know your time limit's pretty hard. What about you, Seer? Is your time limit pretty hard a half an hour from now, or are you able to stay a little longer?
I could stay a little bit longer.
Okay, because I would like to start tying off things and preparing ourselves. And I don't want to brush things out like underneath the rug here, but I feel like we hit the heavy notes of questions here and character development. Are you guys okay jumping scene to scene here?
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. And just to clarify, like, it sounds like you guys have follow-up questions, obviously follow-up questions to Owen. Would you like to have that resolved this session, or would you like that to be like a conversation in the future? Because that sounds like that one in particular is a heavy, like a session-heavy kind of conversation.
I think in that situation, I think maybe Nita would maybe possibly like to be
Yes.
involved, so that might be better
Exactly.
for a
Another
follow-up session.
session. Yeah,
I'd
keep in
agree,
mind,
yeah.
like, no matter what happens this session, this location will always be here. I'm not going to pull a fast one. He's not going to suddenly die. He's just sleeping. And we'll say that you guys are giving him time to sleep. Is that all right for everyone's headcanon?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go scene to scene here. Melora next or Laura?
Melora, just because they're the one we need permission from.
Yes. Sounds good. I'll quickly jump us over to the scene. You guys can tell me if you guys can actually see it. Yes. Okay. Hit it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Can I assume everyone can kind of see what we're looking at here? All right. Quickly go along this. You guys are going through. Just clarify. Everyone can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys are going along in the Nistarat forest, you guys find yourselves being turned around and easily lost within the forest. And it's not until you hear a little peep from the trees and see like familiar blonde hair and antlers as you see like Oakley's in one of the trees, just looking down at you, bobbing their head left to right, just going, "What you doing?"
Just looking for Melora. Have you seen them?
Thinks about it, cups their chin. Depends. And I think she might do the childish like monkey bar thing, or monkey bar hang from the branch. What's it to ya?
Well, like, we kind of need to ask them for permission for something. I made a promise that I would, so I plan on keeping it.
Drops down from the tree, does a little bit of a waddle up to you, looks up at the otter. Height difference is massive. Pouts a little bit. You know I won that race, right?
We saw.
And just gives eyes fully closed, gives like a emphatic couple of nods. Okay, I'll show you this way. And as she begins to walk forward, you see like the brush and bushes, trees begin to part slightly from their step, and their hands are behind their head as they walk. And as you guys keep walking and walking along, eventually you find yourselves at a blue oak tree with a very thick base, and its roots seem to spread off to many trees. The ground itself is covered in roots, and you see Oakley clear their throat. I am the herald of Melora. What is your business? Does like the a really shitty official stance.
I don't know if any of you have ever played Danganronpa, but I just want to
Yeah.
just imagine just like slightly changing their hairstyle.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. Maybe tilts her antlers a little bit. Yeah. You know what? No, fuck it. Puts on a wooden weave glasses with no actual glasses on there. You know what I'm talking about? So it's just like the frame of glasses on their nose. Completely different person.
Oh, that's pretty chill.
goes, "Psst! What's your business so I can tell her?"
Well, we wanted to talk about the Urask body and the seal.
Okay. Then just takes a deep breath, cups like both hands around mouth, and goes, "Hey, Melora! People want to go within the grave." Just a couple seconds. She looks towards you, Eddie. She's thinking. Hang on. It's there. Nothing happens. How long do you guys wait for?
It's like they wait. At least Eddie would wait patiently.
I would be patient too.
Mavet, seeing a very sexy tree in front of you.
Well, just relaxing, observing.
And it looks like, does anyone understand Sylvan? Yay, nay?
Sorry, but
Yep, that's
because
perfectly fine.
sometimes that's something I put on my sheet, so I actually have to check.
Yep. I know it's very uncommon.
No, on me.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Remind me, it's an attributes, right?
It should have been, let me take a quick look so I know I'm actually guiding you correctly.
I don't know where to find things automatically on these.
That's fine. It's on the attributes, bottom right, the scrollable thing.
Okay, no, not on this character.
Yeah, primordial and elvish for you. I assume that's a no for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to check if Oluja knows Sylvan?
I'm gonna hazard no, but I'm still gonna check. Yep. Primordial, celestial, draconic, dwarvish. Nope. So you guys hear the whistle of the wind. And Oakley looks at you and gives you a nod. Well, are you gonna answer her or not?
Sorry, we didn't hear.
Oh, okay.
She speak?
Yep. Hang on, sorry. And again, cuffs her mouth and just goes, "They couldn't hear you! Speak once more!" Whistle of the wind.
Is she speaking a different language?
Different language. And she thinks about it for a second. We're all speaking the same language, right? Right now? And like, wires disconnected, then handle over the head gets lit. Oh. Only speak common?
I mean, I also speak primordial and elvish, but
Oh. And she just rolls her eyes. Okay. She said, and just going off conversation, hanging on, listening to the whistle of the wind. She said, "Wise trespassers before me." Oh shit, that was at me. And she looks back at the tree and yells, "They request an audience!" Whistle the wind. Okay. She's asking why she should let you in the grave.
Well, we were kind of hoping to use the body that's in the seal for a friend.
They're gonna
Kind of the
use the
only body.
body. Go on. What
It's
else?
kind of the only body big enough to hold their brain.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she would have kept it that simple. They're gonna use the body. Whistle of the wind. She said no. More whistle of the wind. Oh God, she's angry. She said no. It looks a little bit more pale, as it doesn't look like you guys are getting a full translation of everything that's being said. You're getting the child's rendition of what's important.
Did you tell us specifically why she said no?
Listens. Because she said it's because you trespassed. The trees are a bit smoky. Looks around, there is a shit ton of smoke. And something about a creature that's going around here? It looks like a tree. I think it's pretty scary.
Tackling like one at a time, I
Yeah,
guess.
technically. And I think the final nail on the coffin before you start all that is she also said that we've been protecting the body for, and she thinks about it, a very, very long time, and she doesn't think it's a good idea. But one at a time, go ahead.
Well, talking about why we trespassed. The, the first time we did it, it was because somebody else was going to try to steal it from the grave.
Relays that.
And we got permission from the Guardian
Hmm.
to go and stop them.
Well, so what I'm going to say is, just to save myself some time, like all the important bits she's saying, just keep in mind everything you're saying, not the full transcript isn't getting relayed. It is the important
Actually, you know what?
tidbits.
We're just gonna walk it back a bit.
Hey,
Yeah, go.
is there just like a way, like, can she like possibly speak to us in our minds? It might save your voice a bit.
So, Laura.
Because Eddie realizes that nothing's gonna get accomplished
Yeah,
if it's
exactly.
constantly being filtered through this
Yeah.
one person.
Exactly. It's a bad game of telephone here. It's whistle the wind. She doesn't have a way to talk to you that way. It's something about nobility and being able to talk with the common tongue. And obviously not talking the common language, just the common tongue of their people. Seems like a nobility thing.
Mm. Is there possibly a way to give someone the ability to speak that tongue briefly?
Looks at all of you, seeing if you have that kind of power. Because this child looks a bit clueless on that aspect. And I think Oakley might scratch the back of their head and go, I'm sorry you came all the way out here, but sounds like you might need something. Melora doesn't have anything to bridge that gap.
God damn it.
Strange
We
thing
have
to
to wait
ask.
a whole day.
Strange question. Does Dumb Bird know Sylvan?
Let me double check his
No, I
character.
realize what we have to do now
Yeah.
because fuck everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, you know.
But Dumb Bird is also not somebody we want doing this either.
You're
Yeah.
right.
You sure? I would love to see him playing telephone. Nothing better than a Kenku acting as the fucking diplomat.
Although, wait, actually, no, we can't do it that way either.
If you desire, we can say it's the next day. If it's like a
Well, no,
once-day
no. The
thing.
problem is that I was misremembering something.
Yep.
Because I thought that maybe Tongues was on the Artificer spell list, and it's not.
That's what I'm annoyed about. It's like I know we're struggling, and I'm just sitting there going like, God damn it. We can try to comprehend languages, but you know.
Well, nobody has comprehend languages either. Like nobody has access to it.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Is it gonna be a Oluja situation thing?
I mean, but like she doesn't know anything either.
I'm
Like
gonna look up these
she doesn't
spells.
know Sylvan, I think, does she?
No.
No, but she might have access to the spells we need.
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Because even though Tongues is a cleric spell,
She does not have the dip for it, I believe. I believe she went sorcerer, then mainly sorcerer, a little bit cleric. Serves.
So she could get comprehend languages though. As a sorcerer.
It's not.
But then again, it's not. She can't change it out. I forgot. She
Yeah,
can't change her other spells as a sorcerer.
She has a very I was gonna say she has a very tight list to play with.
Let me look at talk with plants. It's gonna be the dumbest thing, but I'm like, if we have that spell, maybe. Let me look.
Okay, speak with plants. 3rd level, it is Bard, Druid, Ranger. Unless someone has special access to it.
Does Mavet get away with it with his intimate emotion thing?
If he wants to try, it's more of an emotional connection than speaking words.
Damn.
And I think Oakley made it clear what the tree's feeling. But if that's the case, you guys kind of hit a roadblock with communicating with the tree. Unless you guys want to play telephone. I'm gonna wait to see if Mega's trying to talk or anything.
I was trying to
Okay.
speak. Apparently, I lost you guys at some point.
Yeah. Go right ahead. We can hear you now.
I was just asking if, like, I don't know Mavet's language list.
I have Druidic, Common, Celestial, Abyssal.
Let me.
Maybe druidic.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna double check Druidic if it's anything beyond. If it's
Like the
anything
best I
beyond
could really cheat with here
glyphs.
is that the best I could really cheat with here is the fact that technically, like Elvish and Sylvan have a
Yeah.
connection.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking about, was connection between the Fae and the Elvish. Druidic secretly speak.
I cast identify on the tree.
No, you know what? No. If someone has Druidic, I'm gonna let this one fly, because again, yeah, Elvish is a bit of a stretch, but I feel like Sylvan and Druidic seems appropriate because this tree has made a pact with a coven of witches as well. So, do you try to speak our good friend Mavet as our focal piece?
Sure. Or I gotta go in like 3 minutes.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
it's more about asking
yeah.
permission to be an intermediary.
Yeah, that's fine with me,
Mhm.
and I'll just relay the information.
Well, if you guys want, that can be the ending note. Because again, is I always picture things being simple and clear in my head, but when things start to play out, it's like, oh shit, yeah, there is a lot of things that we need to go over. If you guys want,
Well, it's not
I-
necessarily about going over things. It's just like you created a situation where
yeah,
we have absolutely no way of talking to this very important
yes,
NPC
yes, yeah,
except through a means that is basically more likely to get us killed.
yes, I am 100% aware of that. But if you guys want, this can be like the ending point, and then we can resolve everything tomorrow. Because it still sounds like we have the tree, we have Laura, and we have like a final thing with Owen. Is that all right with everyone in the party?
There's also that place where the crystal thing that I never turned into a staff.
Yes. Again, that can be.
I mean,
one of
that's
the
a very
handouts,
end of
yeah.
arc thing. That
Yeah.
that is side business.
Yeah,
That's extremely side business.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can resolve that 5-10 minutes if you have a spell in your head and what have you. That's not something I'm too worried about. Mavet, if you want, like, what's something you would say in Druidic to get the attention or to try out? Because I imagine everyone trying out their tongues with this a hurdle.
So, how I'm thinking that Druidic is spoken is you see Mavet just start gathering up some leaves and twigs around and making a sort of picture on the ground to attempt to speak to the tree.
Well, I was gonna say you can make glyphs and you can actually speak the language. What does the language sound like?
The language sounds like an amalgamation of woodland creatures all in one.
Okay, I like that. So it's like an assortment of a creature sound. So we hear like the sound of squirrels coming out of Mavet, and it's followed by the sound of a bellowing whale. Mavet, what's the first thing you say to Melora?
Would it be okay if we just talk like this instead of playing telephone?
That would be preferable. At least someone understands a reputable tongue. And I feel like that is where we should end the session for now. Thank you guys so much. All right. And we'll transition here.
Okay.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you soon.